Yo, it's probably been over a year since I've done the yo intro, which is actually pretty funny. I don't know why I stopped doing it. But yeah, yo, today is a great day to be an unknown enjoyer. We actually got the community concept of the Grandma Wolf unknown in the game, and we're going to be getting it on February 4th, which is so awesome. It's such a nice skin. I did not think we'd be getting an unknown skin anytime soon. I'm going to be completely honest. So I'm very excited. And it's also an amazing skin. I'm going to be honest, Unknown doesn't have a lot of great cosmetics, at least that are my style. So I'm very excited for this one because this is definitely one of the best ones they've done so far. And I hope they keep giving us more through time. I'm excited to see what they put out. With that being said though, this is actually unscripted. I'm just yapping because I want to yap, and there's not a lot of detail that I think needs to be very organized for this. It's kind of just a mindset and a general idea for how you should play Unknown. I want to talk a little bit about UVX and mostly just playing around tiles and using UVX when you can to efficiently force hits and take advantage of your power, because you are the Unknown. You're not the Trapper. I mean, you can play Trapper Unknown if you want, but if you play Trapper Unknown and just M1 everyone, why are you playing Unknown? So let's talk about this. How do you get better at hitting people? How do you get better at forcing hits as Unknown in scenarios where you think you might not be able to? This is a strategy I've came up with recently. It's more of a strategy that's in your mind. You just kind of process it as you play. It's not necessarily a huge thing. It's not a secret tech. It's just a strategy that might help you get better at playing Unknown in general. So Unknown, in layman's terms, which I hate to say it, Unknown is a zoning killer. Woohoo! We love zoning killers. With UVX, what you want to do is play with the environment in mind. I have said this a lot, but when I say that, I'm mostly referencing bouncing the UVX around corners where you lose line of sight to still hit someone. In this scenario, what I'm actually trying to reference is using these spots where a survivor cannot dodge the UVX by strafing left or right. So these spots, I'll call them choke points. And a great example of these are, let's say, the fences on Badham, where there's nowhere you can go, or the little hedges by the house. These spots, the survivors are locked in one area. They can only go forwards or backwards. So what you want to do is you want to visualize these areas and use them to force hits and weakens with UVX. It sounds silly, and it sounds like something that's really obvious and, you know, well, duh. I probably have like 300 to 400 games of Unknown based off of whatever the stats told me, because I basically only play Unknown. With that 300 to 400 games I've played, I never really thought of it like that. I kind of just, you know, I just ooga booga, right click, UVX survivor. I was thinking when I was playing one of these days, I was like, yeah, and by just taking advantage and using these choke points, you can just get so many more free hits. You'll get so much better at using UVX, even in areas where you might think you can't even use it. And you'll just get better at gauging range and what you really can do with the UVX in certain scenarios, especially scenarios where you're very close to someone, or you're about 5 to 10 meters away from them and you still want to weaken them. But yes, those are choke points, and they're awesome. All right, next I want to talk about this flick thing. Yeah, I've had people ask me, why do you flick whenever you're aiming at someone? Do you use it to confuse survivors, or is there a secret reason that you do it? Yeah, so I do this flick strategy every time when I'm aiming at a survivor that is running in the open or in front of me to where I have to kind of land a shot without dealing with the environment. I will usually aim in an opposite direction so they think that I'm not locked onto them, and then I'll flick to where I want to hit. This is something that I don't think you need to do, but it is very nice at confusing and deceiving survivors. It actually works more than you'd think, and it's pretty great. It's also really fun to just flick. I'm a little obsessed with it, I won't lie. One more thing I want to say on that note with deceiving survivors, yes, the Unknown changes did get reverted. We all know this. It's been a long time since that happened. We got the blurry photo nerf, the vanishing box nerf. and the faster teleport. But other than that, unknown is pretty much the same, you know? So the reason I'm mentioning all this, I want to say that you can still tap your UVX. So versus survivors that might not know the unknown very well, you could literally just tap your UVX and make that sound effect, and it'll still confuse survivors. So hey, next time you're chasing someone and you don't really want to use your power, but you want to be annoying, why don't you tap that right click button a few times? One more thing. Way back during the anniversary event, I actually discovered that you can see when a survivor is dispelling a hallucination through the wall by looking at the unknown's distinct twitch animation. Now, this animation only plays when a survivor is dispelling it. However, the issue with it is that it's very difficult to spot, and you really have to try hard to discover and pay attention to it. So for the most part, it's not as valuable as you would think. However, it's a nice detail to know, and it's very helpful. So I actually discovered the other day with my friend Chip that when the unknown is getting dispelled by a survivor, their leg will twitch. So their leg twitches, and this leg twitch never happens during the normal unknown hallucination idle animation. So this distinct leg twitch is actually an even easier indicator to recognize if a survivor is dispelling your hallucination. And I seriously recommend trying to pay attention and see if you ever notice it in your games. Believe it or not, it might actually help you get a free teleport or a free weekend. You know, it's very helpful. So definitely keep an eye on that too. All right, so I want this channel to be a beacon for unknown, learning strategies, techs, and mostly just having a good time with the character. I wanted to make a second version of my unknown tricks video that'll be a little less light and I guess more subliminal. These are just things you can do to get better and practice at playing unknown in Chase. So that being said, I definitely want to know if you guys have any ideas for things to do with unknown or techs that I might not know about. Definitely let me know. I would really like to know, but I hope that this helped you out, and I hope to see more unknown players using stuff like this in their games. You know, it's pretty cool. Unknown's a very new killer, and everyone plays Unknown differently. I see all these Unknown players that I know, and we all play it a little bit differently. And I find that so engaging and interesting. So please, definitely go try it out. If it doesn't work for you, hey, you do your thing, man. But I hope this helps you out a little bit. Thank you.